What is happening, ladies and gents? I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and you're tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. This is the show where we delve into the deep of currents of events. Let me start that off. Let me start that over again for you. Look, here on this program, we delve deep into the currents of politics, unravel the thrills of sports, and dissect the latest in pop culture and beyond. That is right, folks. Here on the Arrington Gavin Show, we talk about all. We don't hold back anything. We share our unfiltered opinion, and this is simply just a conversation, uh, just amongst friends, amongst homies, amongst family. Right? You have conversations all the time. I say a lot on this program. Conversation can help take care of 89, probably even 99.9% of the world's issues by just having a conversation. So here on this show, we're having a conversation. I keep y'all up to speed and up to date what's going on in politics, with current events, as well as just the election happening right now, and then also entertainment, sports. We have the Olympics going on at the moment too. So I'm just here to keep you up to speed with things, because not everybody has the time just to sit and watch TV all the time, or everybody's on the move. So look, if you probably listening to this program right now from one of the major podcast platforms where you can find our show, or you can listen to our show on, and you can also tune into our program on all streaming platforms like YouTube. So our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, so be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend. Also, if you're a Rumble subscriber, the Arrington Gavin Show is the title of our channel on Rumble. And then also you can hear us on the radio waves on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talks weeknights at 11 p.m. And then also online at WDJYFM.com. So multiple ways you can tune into the program and can listen up what your boy has in store for y'all. Today we have a lot to discuss. Olympic gold medal is probably one of the most dominant and accomplished Olympic athlete, Simone Biles. She's in the news because she was criticized by an NFL player, current NFL star that plays for the Baltimore Ravens, off of basically he didn't agree with the gesture that she gave, which it wasn't a bad gesture. It was like, I'm proud of you, congratulations. It was a very respectable thing that she did, along with her teammate Jordan Childs, to an opponent, an athlete from another country, and he had to put his 2 cents in. We'll also talk a little bit about the most recent news, if you've been living under a rock and haven't found out, of Kamala Harris's VP pick, Tim Walz. Well, guess what? That's your guy, Minnesota governor. And we're gonna, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the pick, and where's that's gonna be going forth with this upcoming election cycle. Also, in the music scene, Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, they canceled their upcoming world and the most anticipated tour ever 3 days before the very first show. So we'll find out what's the deal with that as well. Also, rapper Nelly Arrested. That happened pretty recent, which is sad because he has a lot of great things happen to him. Married, right? Him and Ashanti are going to be welcoming a child very soon. She's good. I don't know if she's already had her. No, she's still very much pregnant. And also too, a CNBC host, a famous, well-known CNBC host, basically said, "Hey, look, if you care about your paychecks, then you'll vote for Trump." And he's been getting criticized for that. And we'll talk about it here on this program. And then lastly, if we have time for it, Mike Bloomberg. Mike Bloomberg is multi billionaire, filthy rich individual, very accomplished, also former New York City mayor. He made one of the most largest contributions in the world to four HBCU medical schools and you won't believe how much it was, but I'll share that to you a little later on. But before we move on to the program, I have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a veteran-owned, Black-owned spirit. For all you gin connoisseurs out there, look, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. Add that to your shelf, add that to your collection. It is smooth. It's great. Neat. Is great on the rocks. It's great in a cocktail. And look, I am a bourbon and whiskey connoisseur. Okay, that's my preference, but I became a gin lover, and that's the only gin that I buy is Ingenious Gin. It is so great, and it's a rose gold complexion. So the average gin you normally see is clear. This one is a rose gold. It's unique. Like I said, it's very tasty, very flavorful, and it's like I said, it's just very smooth. So be sure to add this to the collection. All you have to do is visit some of your local spirit stores or ABC stores, depending on where you live. You can also go online to ingeniousgin.com. That's www.ingeniousgin.com. And do me a favor, my friends, make sure to drink responsibly. Also, Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth is their slogan. It's an all-natural men's grooming line with 17 scented beard balms, oils, conditioner, shampoos, everything you need to help enhance your facial hair, your skin underneath your hair. I'm telling you, this right here, this is what you need. Because I see a lot of men out there that are like, well, look, I'm new to the beard scene. You might be newly retired. Maybe you just finished serving our country, right? And now you're growing out your facial hair, or you started growing it during the pandemic, and you're like, look, I kind of cut it off because it was it was itchy, it bothered me, it was this, but I really enjoyed it, and I got compliments from my wife, so I do want to pursue it. Look, Rugged Evolution Beard Care, baby, that's what you need. They've been featured in Essence magazines not once but twice, one on their print magazine and then one on their digital magazine, and they've been named holiday gifts for men. And it's a great on other publications. They are a very highly accomplished brand, all natural products. Okay, and again, it gives you a great variety of sense because everybody has a different preference. That's what I love about them is that they have multiple options. So like, hey, if I need something, I'm into something that's more on the sweeter side. Okay, they have something. If I like something that's more mild, something that's more stronger. Look, they have all those preferences. So again, visit Rugged Evolution Beer Care by going to their website ruggedevo.com. That's www.ruggedevo.com. And again, this is an awesome brand, and then a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin show. Look, before we move on, we will but before we get started with everything, we're gonna do a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, my friends. You're tuning into the Arrington Gavin show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Before we move on to our first story of the day, I have to bring up one of our favorite segments. It's pretty popular. I've had a lot of people on social media say, look, thank you so much for doing the fun fact of the day because I really do enjoy it. So look, we're going to keep on doing it. So fun fact of the day. Did you know wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to the brain by 7.5%? So it's true. A study in 2018 found that wearing a necktie can reduce the blood flow to your brain by up to 7.5%, which can make you feel a bit dizzy, nauseous, and cause headaches. They can also increase the pressure, in your eyes if on too tight and are great at carrying germs. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, if you catch people wearing ties, they don't want to suffocate themselves, right? Maybe they do. They might be little freaks on there. You know what I mean? There's some people that like to be choked. Okay, I don't get it. But anyways, uh, I like, I like wearing ties, but I go to a lot of functions where I can really kind of chillax, dress a bit business casual. So button up without the tie and a blazer. That's like kind of my go-to. And that's a fan favorite to a lot of men. But I don't mind wearing a tie here and there. Now I will tell you this. I do not like bow ties. I never was a bow tie fan. The last time I wore a bow tie was my wedding. And bow tie has so much distinction to it, and as far as specific functions. Before I was we had my wife and I, when we got married at our wedding, uh I think the last time I wore a bow tie before that occasion, I was probably like in 8th grade or freshman year in high school, because I used to do the pep band, marching band, right? And we would have like certain concerts, recitals, orchestra bands, whatever, and we would have to wear bow ties, and I never liked it at all. Now I really don't wear bow ties too. One, because I don't care for them. One, because I don't care for them. Two, because I have a beard, so you really don't see a bow tie if I put on anyway. So I'm like, that's why I just give me a regular tie to wear. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So I hope y'all enjoyed. That was your fun fact of the day. Let's see here. What we're gonna start for. You know what I forgot to share in the beginning, y'all? Let me tell you the kind of day I had. So my dog Carter, by the way, you're gonna see him from time to time throughout through the show. He might make a guest appearance, whatever. But my dog, little Cavachon, mixed breed between like King Cavalier, King Charles. Well, let me see, a King Cavalier, Charles something, and a Bichon Frise, something like that. I keep on forgetting what kind of breed he is. But so I'm always been like a cost effective. And see, I'm in a doghouse right now because my wife was not happy with me. Let me tell you something. So we were grocery shopping, right? And we noticed that our dog's he was low on his treats, right? And so the treats that he normally gets, I mean, we'll give him like a typical, like, oh, if he does good, give him a treat. But my dog loves like the little teeth and bones, like just those chew bones. He got some tiny teeth, but they strong, because that joker can bite through anything. And so there's a specific brand. They look like little drumsticks. That specific brand that he always gets. They're like little mini drumsticks. He loves those. He loves it. I think it's like chicken flavor. He goes ham on those. So while we're grocery shopping, I'm like, well, look, this bag says 12 of them for like, I'm gonna say $17, 16, $17. But then I see this other bag with like these little strips. It's like 100 of them for the same price. So you know what I would have done? I'm like, okay, it's more cost effective. Just get the bigger bag, and he can, it's more long lasting. So I'm thinking I'm being, the almighty savior. Yeah, I did a good thing today, Aaron. It's a good job, pound the back. My wife was really hesitant. About it. She's like, I'd just rather get that one. Nah. I'm like, nah, this one is pretty much the same price, more bang for your buck, right? Man, tell me why. My boy just had one of them bones, and all hell broke loose. Oh my goodness. He had the bubble guts. That little thing was letting out boo-boo, like pop, 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 everywhere. And so yeah, my wife was pissed at me because it happened in her car. Well, it happened this morning. Then I think she was gonna initially take him to the doctor or get a check, something like that. He did it in the car, and she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" So she was hot, she was hot about that. But long story short, lesson learned, fellas. When your wife has that, oh no, you better just go with her, because if it don't work out, see, I'm not a gambler. If it don't work out, I'm telling you, you're gonna regret it. Like me. But I just had to mention that. A little tip for the fellas, a little tip for the men in relationships or the married ones out there too. Because I'm still growing, right? We know it'll be like 2 years soon in our marriage, so I'm still new to the marriage thing. But it's just every day is a lesson learned. Every day is a lesson learned. I hope to bring her on the show sometime, and we can talk more about just give our 2 cents with things as a married couple, and maybe she can talk about how much she loves me and how much she's like, I'm the best looking man in the whole wide world and all this other stuff. I'm saying that. I don't know if she will say that. Hopefully she will. I don't know. Anyways, let's get started with our first story. So I thought this was awesome, man. So Mike Bloomberg donates $600 million to 4 historical Black universities and colleges and universities, medical schools. It's very true. So it's reported by the Associated Press. Mike Bloomberg's organization, Bloomberg Philanthropies, committed $600 million to the endowments of 4 historically Black medical schools to help secure their future economic stability. Speaking in New York at the annual convention of the National Medical Association, an organization that advocates for African American physicians, Bloomberg, who I mentioned before, is the former New York City mayor and billionaire founder of Bloomberg LP, pointed to the closure in the last century of all but 4 historically Black medical schools, despite the well-documented impact that Black doctors have on improving health outcomes for Black patients. That is very true, because one thing I can say as a Black man, now I'm different. I make sure I do my regular checkups when it comes to having issues with my body. Hey, we don't hesitate. My wife is the same way. Now we have people within, in our family and close friends that are like, nah. I'm a wait. Now I used to be kind of stubborn, right? If I had a cold, I'm not gonna rest. I'm still gonna continue to move it, and keep moving like I can't be still. But there's people that will be like, well, yeah, this foot been numb for about 10 years, and until it shoots up to my hip, then I'm gonna get checked out, or until it shoots up to this shoulder, then I'm like, no, get checked out. So I think too that it helps the Black community when they do walk in and they might see a doctor that looks like them, and they might trust them a little more than other doctors, because there's people that don't want to listen to their doctors or what they have to say. I mean, that's people do that. I don't know why, because not everybody graduated from medical school, and not everybody's a professional. I'm the person that I rely on the professional. I'm not gonna step on a step over you or be like, no, you don't know anything, I know more than you. No, that's not how it works. Even though when people say, I know my body, look, I get it, you know your body, but at the end of the day, physicians, please. I'm an advocate for the physicians. If they're professionals in any genre, right? If I have an issue with my car, guess what? I'm gonna go to a mechanic because he's a professional. If I have issues when it comes to selling homes, I'm gonna go to a real estate agent or a broker, right? I'm just like, people have to realize you don't know everything. And it's hard, it's a hard pill to swallow for some people, but look, you don't know everything. So that's why you go to professionals within their fields, and you learn some stuff. As I continue, it says here that he quoted, lack of funding and support driven probably in no small part by prejudice and racism have forced many to close their doors. Bloomberg said, of those medical schools, we cannot allow that to happen again, and this gift will help ensure it doesn't. Black Americans fare worse in measures of health compared with white Americans, Associated Press series reported last year. Experts believe increasing the representation among doctors is one solution that could disrupt these long-standing inequities. Exactly what I said from the get-go, right? In 2022, only 6% of U.S. physicians were Black. Okay, 6%. 6%, y'all. It says here, even though Black Americans represent 13% of the population, almost half of Black physicians graduated from the 4 historically Black medical schools. Says here that the gift, the organization had said the gifts are among the largest private donations to any historical Black college or university, with 175 million each going to Howard University College of Medicine, uh Mahari Medical, yes, uh Mahari Medical College and Morehouse School of Medicine, Charles Drew University of Medicine and Science will receive 75 million. Xavier University of Louisiana, which is opening a new medical school, will also receive a $5 million grant. It says here also, as I continue to read, the donations will more than double the size of three of the medical schools endowments. Bloomberg Philanthropy said donations endowments are invested with the annual returns going into an organization's budget. Endowments can reduce financial pressures and, depending on restrictions, offer nonprofits more funds or discrepancy spending. I'll stop it right there because I just wanted to again start the show off with some great, just the good news, right? Because we hear a lot on our local news and even our mainstream media is all the bad that happens in the world, and you rarely get to hear about the good. And I just thought this was a blessing that could occur for HBCUs. I myself, I never attended an HBCU. Excuse me, I never graduated. I take it that I never graduated from an HBCU. I did attend. I took one summer class during the summer at Norfolk State University. Majority of my family members are graduates of Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. I have some family in that went to Hamptons, family in Howard. So a lot of people within my family are huge advocates of historically black universities, HBCUs, and I am too. They're needed. It helps you learn more about your culture, and it's great to embark and encounter so much black excellence. That's what you get out of an HBCU. That's what you get out of an HBCU. Um, and I recommend people that are non-African American to attend an HBCU. Okay, because to me that helps. It helps in a lot of the division that we have in the world because a lot of people will be curious about different cultures. It's great that they bring on people from other ethnicities and nationalities in HBCU. HBCUs are some of the most oldest schools in our country. So I'm a huge advocate for everybody should attend one. Not specifically always just black, but shoot, white as well, Hispanic as well, Asian American as well. Like I mean, please, they're great schools. A few of them I just named right there: Xavier, Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, Norfolk State, Hampton. There's so many great schools out there. Let's see. As I move on from a different story, I wanted to bring up, guys, and I didn't know if y'all knew. I want to follow you up with the recent pick that Kamala Harris made not too long ago. She made her VP pick, Tim Walz. Let me go see if I can find my notes on that right there. So Tim Walz, Minnesota governor, a very well respected guy, by the way. He has been selected as the running mate for Kamala Harris as she embarks on becoming the first female president, the first black female president, the first Indian American, the first Asian American female president. So there's so many historic factors that can happen within this upcoming election. People are still on the on a high. The fact that she is the candidate, she has recently just been named she received all the delegates. She's the Democratic nominee for president of the United States, and her running mate Tim Walz is a very well respected man. I wrote down some stuff, information about him. 60-year-old. I know he looks a little older, but don't let the court fool you. He's 60 years old, retired educator. Served in the Army for about 24 years. Army Commendation Medal. Here he's received Army Achievement Medal. High school geography teacher, high school coach, former congressman, and now governor in a really known and predominantly red state, Minnesota. Again, very well respected. Some of the this post that is actually I pulled up, or this article, they just have some of the names that some people, has shared, that like him, right? That are true fans of him. He's as real as it gets. Um, he will be an incredible partner for Kamala Harris. So many people just truly, 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 truly adore this guy. People from both sides of the aisle, not just from the Democratic side, but people on both sides of the aisle really, really are fond and excited about this pick for her as her running mate. Some people are still not too happy. They wish she could have picked Governor Shapiro out of Pennsylvania. But here's the thing. Governor Shapiro had, it was kind of gonna be a gamble because of the whole Israel and Hamas issue happening, and him being Jewish. They didn't know how that's stuff I've heard from the grapevine. Also, he is still kind of like a rookie governor for Pennsylvania, still a rising star in the Democratic Party. So, as I've spoken a lot on this program, for those who are still on the up and coming and on the rise, don't ruin it. Don't prevent them and take them out of their seat when they're doing so much good and can continue to do so much greatness within their state. Don't pull them away of aside from that for another election that is, they might could win, they might can't, right? That's why I was, they had initially mentioned Governor Wes Moore out of Maryland. Great guy, very accomplished, but guess what? He's still new to that position. He has so much growth uh coming forth for the state of Maryland, just like Governor Shapiro. So, me personally, yes, I like Shapiro. I really was a Mark Kelly fan, but then I got to thinking, and then I had a conversation with a buddy of mine on another program, and he has said, Kelly still has 2 more years on the U.S. Senate. Right now, you want to still hold the power in the Senate. I understand. So you lean towards governors. Roy Cooper out of North Carolina, his name was up there on the candidates list, and he said no. He's going. No disrespect to Kamala Harris, but he's taking his name out of the whole equation, out of the whole uh, uh, um list of VP picks, as it's a position that he will not want to pursue. He's finishing up his term as governor of North Carolina. Most likely, he might retire. Right? He might be done politics after this, so he did not want to go move further anymore. And there were so many other names that have been mentioned, but this guy right here again, Midwestern, as real as it gets. He can relate to everyday Americans, especially the working class. This man is born from Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska isn't. I think isn't Nebraska like the Cornhuskers or something, or is that I can't remember. But again, he's from Nebraska, been in Minnesota for so long. Former students of his adore this guy. He took a struggling football squad to its first state championship. Geography teacher. Like I said, he served 24 years for our country. He is a gun owner and an advocate for guns. Excuse me, for protecting the household, for firearms and gun ownership. He is again as real as it gets. I like him, and he's very witty too, right? He's quick. He's quick on the tongue. He's very agile. You cannot try to outtalk this guy. He's very energetic, and again, relatable. I think to me is what's always going to be the most positive factor, the most attracting factor to voters is relatability, right? I don't even know if that I don't even know if that's a word, but just being relatable. Me personally, I can't see hardworking class backing a billionaire. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. To me that doesn't make sense at all. When they might say, "Oh yeah, I can relate, we can relate," I understand. Do you know? Because you were born in the money, sir. You've been rich all your life. You've started off as a millionaire and then you worked your way to a billion. You know, it's not an authentic story, but this guy is. This guy is. Um, I think I have a clip when he was at their when they made their first public appearance at a rally in Philadelphia, he had a few words to say about his opponents, man. And like I said, this guy is a person that is not scared to debate anybody. He's not the typical teleprompter reader. Again, he is a very authentic individual. He speaks on the heart. I actually recently saw him speaking, not in person, but I was he had there was a rally that occurred, I want to say in Wisconsin, and somebody in the crowd I think had passed out or fainted um from the heat, and he stopped and was making sure that that individual was taken care of. He was like, please, please, and then he started talking, freestyling it, right? And it still had a message, right? It still had a message that could help that could relate to the issues happening right now when this upcoming election. I thought that was really cool because anybody could like say, I got distracted and I gotta look at my screens, I gotta look at my teleprompters, but I got distracted. So somebody could easily fumble, but he didn't. He stayed on point, he stayed on poise, he was never nervous, anxious, or anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let me pull up this sound bite for you that he had said recently at a Philadelphia rally, or the very first um rally that him and Kamala Harris had. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up that soundbite for you.
Again and again and again, Trump weakens our economy to strengthen his own hand. He mocks our laws. He sows chaos and division. And that's to say nothing of his record as president. He froze in the face of the COVID crisis. Drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump. That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
I mean, can you like when they go high, you go high right there with them. When they go low, you go as low as like that is really sticking it to where the goats can hear it, right? Like that's where, in my opinion, look, I'm an independent, I'm registered independent. But one thing I always have to give is where one thing I've noticed about the Democrats in the most recent years, Democrats to me showed weakness because they always wanted to be more professional with it. They wanted to be, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for that too, especially when you're representing your state, your nation, your families, you as an individual. You're like, no, that's not my character. You're not going to bring me out of my character. I totally understand it. But when it's starting to be too the norm and y'all getting like all this bang, boom, bang thrown at y'all and bash and stuff, you got to respond. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And that right there is what another added push for Democrats. They got a guy that doesn't mind trash talking because at the end of the day, come on now, the Trump ticket, that's all they do. Republicans right now in leadership, that's all they do. Their highest individual is always the personal attacks. Then it's always funny when they respond by like, they started this. Can't we just act professional here and let's talk policies? Like I was listening to while I was watching on News Nation, co-chair of the RNC, Laura Trump, who's the daughter-in-law of Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, and she had the gall, the audacity to question or to say like to her to her father-in-law's opponents, like, why can't they just speak policy? They haven't spoke policy at all. It's just that what? What has your father-in-law spoken about that is policy related? What? Exactly. It hasn't been not a nay political thing he's spoken. All he was said was, "We're gonna have the greatest of the economies. I under my administration, we're the greatest. I was the greatest president." I mean, he's always just like giving his own credit to himself and not his staff or his cabinet, right? I mean, think of the Constitution, right? For the people, by the people. What he never focuses on the people. He focuses on himself and his own personal gain. In my opinion, agree, disagree. Look, I spoke with my conservative friends about this as well. The character is not there at all for me when it comes to Donald Trump. Poor sportsmanship, because he still hasn't said that he's conceded the most recent election. Like he hasn't said that he lost against Biden. Come on now, it's been 4 years and you're still like, you know, a bit disappointed, still whining about that. Come on, y'all, come on, gotta do better. But right now, this is just a spark. This is just a continued rise and spark. Like the last time I think I spoke with y'all about Kamala Harris's campaign, it raised over 300 million, right? And that's counting. It's probably getting close to 400 million by now. And it's risen even more since the announcement of Tim Walz as her pick. I think within that same day, they raised like about $20 million was donated with more donations. This was actually another soundbite I wanted to give. I think she was in where was she in? She was in Michigan recently, and this is what Vice President Harris had to say. And I'm telling you, it's a new sheriff in town. It's a Kamala that I never seen before. I'm tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But listen to this, my friends.
Intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
And then she did a squint. She said, like, woo! Question her blackness now? Question, y'all still gonna question? Y'all still... I'm sorry. It was that squint, that look back, like, you gonna say something, you gonna do something about, like, she was like, maybe she was a little tired, because being a presidential candidate, there is no sleep. You're going from like state to state, city to city. Like you probably go to like two different states and cities within one day, okay? Because Air Force One is like, nah, like she is probably pretty tired. And hecklers can get annoying, right? Even though if they're fans of yours. Like how many times I've been to so many comedy shows, and hecklers will just be making noise because they think they're funny too, and they let me get the spotlight too, let me share the spotlight. No, shut up. But when it comes to political events, those hecklers probably were not in the best interest for her. I was at a function for Virginia U.S. Senator Tim Kaine, because he was running for re-election. I was invited to attend, and I was like, oh no, no, most definitely, I would love to. So when I went there, and there were so many protesters, again with the Gaza and the Israel and Gaza issue, and there were so many. I think there was maybe like I'm gonna say like 3 to 4 different people, different hecklers, and they come dressed up, and it's slick because some of them might come with a mask, like if it was still COVID, they'll come with a mask and very quiet. And that was, I think I caught 2 of them that was just talking amongst very incognito. And then once he got to talking, now he was the last person to speak. They had maybe about 7 other current officials and state officials and city officials that had spoke, and then he went to speak, and then they boom, bam, boom, and he respected. He said, he let them share their piece of stuff, but obviously security had to let them, had to escort them out, and that's politics, man. That's politics. You're gonna get your hecklers, but VP Harris, let me tell you something. Oh, girl wasn't having it. She, man, that look back. Like, are you about to do something? Like, she was not having it. Like I said, it's a new sheriff in town. She has this. It's a different swagger now because she's held a position in the White House, the highest level of politics, and now she's running for the #1 position, commander in chief. So it's a different vibe. So I'm telling you, Republicans, to all my Republican friends, look, y'all got your work cut out. You got your work cut out. I was talking with a good buddy of mine, conservative, who's a Trump supporter, and I told him, I'm like, look, your boy needs to stop with the personal attacks and needs to talk policy, because he is not going to win this battle in personal attacks, in my opinion. Because even it's now starting to, for the Trump supporters that say I just support him because of money, right? Money is the only reason why I'm voting for this guy. I don't like the person, I don't like his character, but hey, I'm a fan of money, and that's all I care about. They're gonna vote for him, but they're even getting tired of him. They are getting tired of him. You have Kamala Harris, excuse me. Her campaign has Republicans for Harris now, right? There's over 20 Republicans. Some of them are former state and federal held position Republicans, and a lot of them they're not really. There's some current ones that are starting to lean towards her, but they're not fans of this guy at all. As I digress and move on to our next story, we're going to do a commercial break. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere, my friends. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the program. So check this out. Rapper, actor, entrepreneur Nelly recently arrested. This is reported by Billboard magazine. Says here that Nelly arrested for suspected drug possession and insurance violation in Missouri. His attorney told Billboard that the rapper was targeted by an overzealous and out of line officer. Let's read more about this case. It says here, sources close to the situation says the hitmaker was detained at a casino where he gambles and which he frequents as a performer, and was paraded through the venue in handcuffs after authorities discovered a warrant from a 6-year-old insurance infraction. Now, according to the New York Post, Nelly, born Cornell Haynes Jr. was arrested around 4:45 a.m. local time at the casino after an identification verification check was run on the 49-year-old. Wow, Nelly, 49. God dang, I didn't know he was that old. He kept himself in shape though. Black don't crack. But damn, for 4:45 a.m. at a casino. Oof. It says here, Missouri State Highway Patrol flagged an outside warrant for lack of insurance from a previous traffic stop, which triggered a background check and search of Nelly, where officers discovered his possession of 4 ecstasy pills. Lord, Nelly, you about to be 50, you about to be a dad again, and you got ecstasy pills. Why? Why do you need? Why do you need ecstasy? You need to be home, chilling with your bride, with your queen. Ecstasy. Come on now, Nelly, grow up. It says here, Nelly was brought into the Maryland Heights Police Department and booked but has already secured his release. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. But again, Nelly, you gotta grow up. You getting too old for this. You are a grown ass man. You're about to be a father again. Like I said, you're 49 years old. You be 50 soon. I guess, I don't know. You might have a birthday next year or might already pass. I don't know. Don't care. Well, actually, I do care because I care the fact that, hey, look, as a black man in America, you can't be making petty mistakes like this. I'm no advocate of drugs. I never took ecstasy. I don't know. Yeah, and I won't take ecstasy. I like to be very much in control of my own body. So I don't know why he was taking that, but hey, they like to party. He goes to the casino very often out in Missouri. So, but I hope he learned a lesson. I hope nothing worse occurs with that. But again, congratulations to you and Ashanti on your marriage, getting back together, and also on your child. It's a beautiful thing. Moving on. Because I'm checking my time. Okay, check this out, my friends. So recently, CNBC host Jim Cramer, the host of Mad Money, he recently was on on CNBC, and he shared his thoughts about really, he gave his opinion on who the American people should vote for and why they should vote for him. And it wasn't really an endorsement, but he just gave his thoughts, but he's been getting a lot of flack. So let me go ahead and bring that soundbite for you, and we'll get it going from there. And I have also an article reported by Yahoo Finance. Says Jim Cramer says, "Go with Trump if you care about your paychecks." Is ex-president really a taxpayer friendly? That was the article written by Yahoo Finance. So listen to the soundbite right here.
If you're in the stock market, if you care about your paycheck, you go with Trump. If that's what you do.
You do?
Yeah, well, he wants to cut your taxes.
Oh, he wants to cut taxes.
Your taxes.
My taxes got raised enormously, as you know, under the last Trump administration.
I don't know if he wants to cut your president.
No. I'm in a blue state.
Oh, yeah, no, forget it. If you're in the stock market, if you care about your paycheck.
So you heard him say it right there, right? He said, if you care about your paycheck, then you want Trump as your guy. You should vote for Trump because he's lowering your taxes. Now, it was so funny because the encounter was kind of awkward. He's like, his colleague was like, "You do?" So, well, yeah. He and almost Cramer. It was just a weird encounter after he said that. Like, did he just say Trump? Oh, because there's so many individuals that publicly, if they endorse Trump, it hurts their credibility. Sometimes they might get blackballed, whether if it's in news or not really news, but like in the entertainment world, preferably. But CNBC is an affiliate of NBC. NBC, I would say, is they have their fair journalism channel. Like just NBC News alone is like very fair, nonpartisan. MSNBC is extremely left, and then you have CNBC, which again goes back to bipartisan. There's really no like left leaning or agenda with CNBC. Now, there's nothing wrong with MSNBC by all means. I just think that they do have a side in the audience that they want to focus on. Perfect example is when they hired oh gosh, I'm forgetting her first name, but McDaniel. She was a former RNC chair, and MSNBC offered her a deal, and everybody on MSNBC like protested, like, no, she shouldn't be hired because she lied initially about Trump or lied for him, and is going to be spewing out lies. Look, she is a strong conservative. She's gonna share her opinion on the conservative side. No one should say no, she can't be here because we don't agree with her. No. I mean that's just I thought that was pretty unfair. Now call me, wrong about it and saying, well, no, you're not understanding. She was spewing out lies. Look, in all honesty, how do we know any of opinionated journalists, not opinionated journalists, because not all of them I can say are opinionated, but how do you know they're all fully telling the truth? We don't know as a viewer. You just don't know. So it's up to the viewer to do your own research. That's the main thing. But I brought that up because Jim Cramer, well known, has been on CNBC for years, but he was getting some flack, some criticized for saying that, because he said, well, no, he's there for your he's helping your paycheck, then vote for Trump. Now I've always said many times, the Republican Party is a party about money. When a Republican is in office, markets, economy, it's majority of the time the economy is sharp. I mean, that's not a just me telling you, that is a fact. I've spoken with a lot of people that are Democrats that said, hey, look, my pockets are fine, under Trump administration, but it's just the lack of peace that he, the destruction that he bought, because he's a very chaotic individual. But it says here, by Yahoo, reported by Yahoo Finance, CNBC Mad Money host Jim Cramer has said in the past that Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is good for one's investment portfolio. Now, recently, the stock picker said that the Trump White House could also be good for incoming earnings. It says here, what happened? If you're in the stock market, if you care about your payday, this is quoted by Cramer. He said, you go with Trump. Offering the rationale for the view, Cramer told Squawk Box host David Faber that the former president would cut taxes or an income. Faber countered him, saying his taxes were raised enormously during the previous Trump administration, adding that he lives in a blue state. And that's when the guy was like, Cramer was like, but he's like, no, mine was raised enormously. So I don't know what you're talking about. In a late July episode, it said that Mad Money show, which he hosts, he said that Vice President Kamala Harris, who is pitched against Trump, is an ideal candidate for investors looking to put their money in tech or international stocks. He quoted, if you're looking to invest in tech, you want a world where tech has a voice in Washington, not slash vocal cords under Trump or on mute under Biden. And also, if you own many stocks of international companies and you want to vote your portfolio, Harris is more likable to help than hurt. So to me, it looks like a man just gave his side on both candidates right then and there. Why should he get flack for that? I don't understand, but that's the world we live in, y'all, and we just need to kind of settle that down. We really do. We need to calm that down. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna try and say this. Read this article is under the time that I have, but as I mentioned earlier in the show, the known award-winning group and Grammy winners, the Fugees, along with Lauryn Hill, they recently announced that they are canceling their anticipated tour 3 days before the first show, which again, it breaks my heart, because Lauryn Hill, y'all, has been kind of like on the fences to a lot of her a lot of her fans out there. There's been many occasions where she appeared late, and I mean hours late for people that paid to go see her. Also, a lot of people was not fond of her the way she performed, because she would remix a lot of original songs, and people were like, we want to hear the original one, but she always makes a remix of it. Also, there was a video that showed her going back and forth with the crowd, basically saying, you're lucky I even come out here. You're lucky I do this. You're lucky I do that, because I shouldn't even be like what? Why? Here's my thing. People pay big money to see these performers, and I understand the performers are human too. It's a lot when it comes to touring, all this stuff. They could be going through something, you don't know what kind of they had. I understand that. But when this becomes a pattern, something has to be spoken about. Like, what's the deal? Because last time I checked, man, concert tickets alone are like now at the lowest of $200, okay, or $150 maybe, depending on who you see. But concert tickets are expensive as hell, and so people will pay will spend their whole paycheck to see one of their favorite artists perform. Right? People will spend their rent on a concert. Okay, people pay their car bill, rather pay on a concert than paying their car bill. Like, that's how people need, and they love music, and they love seeing their music idols in person. We have in Virginia called Something to Water. It's a very popular music festival. It's created by Pharrell Williams, who's also originally from Virginia Beach, Virginia, out here in the Hampton Roads area, and it's a very successful festival. Successful, it's expensive, right? My wife and I, we paid a bunch of money for great tickets, but now don't get me wrong, it's worth it because you see like it's a festival. It's like a 3-day festival. You see loads of performers. Now, there was a concert, Missy Elliott, matter of fact, because she's from Portsmouth, Virginia. She had headlined her, because she's on tour. It was her, Sierra, Busta Rhymes, and I think Timbaland was also in attendance. Tickets were pretty pricey, especially to get some good seats. It was pricey. I love Missy. I wish I could be there because a lot of my friends was there, and I saw how successful it was and stuff. But they are expensive. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what is happening, y'all. So, okay, look, I'm running on time, but let me read this. This is reported by Variety. Says the U.S. tour by Miss Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, set for late summer and fall, has been canceled, with dates removed from Ticketmaster and ticket holders receiving notice about receiving refunds. No reason was offered to fans for the cancellation in the refund notice that went out. Reps for Lauryn Hill and the tour promoter Live Nation did not immediately respond to requests or comment. Ticket holders posted screenshots of the message they received from Live Nation stating simply, "Your event has been canceled. A refund will be on its way to your account soon." The tour was set to begin on Friday in Tampa, with the American leg climaxing at the Hollywood Bowl on September 17th, and shows in New York City, New Jersey on September. Other cities that were scheduled for now canceled shows include Atlanta, Philadelphia, Dallas, Houston, and Milwaukee. Y'all, it's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate. But I will say this, because I this won't be the last time I speak on it. I'll probably do a live on our social media, the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. Please do me a favor and subscribe, follow. I did have the chance to speak about my thoughts on the NFL star that criticized Jordan Childs and Simone Biles, but I will in the next program. So be sure to stay tuned. Stay followed up again. Follow me on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate that. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Smooth Club Media. If you're a Rumble subscriber, the Arrington Gavin Show, I truly appreciate it. You can listen to us on all major podcast platforms, and you can also tune in every evenings at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. I thank you, my friends. Y'all be safe. Stay blessed out there. I will see you next time. And yeah. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. So I'll see you next time. Again, we're going to continue our conversation talking about Simone Biles, Jordan Childs, NFL star, as well as the Fugees, because I'm not finished with them. I'm not finished with this. I want to talk about this, more about that. But look, running out of time. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. See you next time.